Stewart said that if you are eliminated by 140 points, it doesn't matter which bowler you play. Stuart Broad laid the blame for England's Ashes defeat at the door of the batsmen after taking a 5-wicket haul on his return to the side. Broad, who was left out of the team for the first and third tests as England slumped to a 3-0 series deficit, played down what difference his bowling could have made without help from the England's batsmen. You can dissect loads on this tour, but you live by first innings runs, and we haven't delivered that, he said. Honestly, it doesn't matter which bowlers you play if you're being bowled out for 140. It might be a bit brutal, but that's the truth in Test cricket. Broad took 5 of the 8 Australia wickets to fall as the home side declared on 416 for 8 in their first innings in Sydney. Broad, 35, who missed much of the summer with injury, said that the manner in which they had lost this series had pushed the squad to think more about the present than looking too far ahead to what comes next. Instead of looking forward to what's coming next year or the next Ashes, there's a mindset in the group to get back to the basics, he said. We don't know what the world will look like in June or November, but can we go out and take the next opportunity in front of us? That should be the focus. It's all very well looking to the World Test Championship or next Ashes, but if you don't win the battle in front of you, it's all irrelevant. At the start of the 2020 summer, and Broad was left out of the first test against West Indies in Southampton, he gave an impassioned interview to Sky Sports in which he vented his considerable anger and frustration at being left out, but says he is more philosophical about the decisions that have been made on this tour. I felt then in Southampton that I'd bowled really well in the Ashes in 2019, and then in South Africa, and then I didn't play the next game when I felt the shirt belonged to me. That's what disappointed me in that instance, he said. It grew a lot of desire in me, but when I arrived in Australia the shirt wasn't mine because I'd got injured in the India series and the bowlers bowled nicely. I can't have the same disappointment as when the shirt belonged to me. I said to Joe Root and Chris Silverwood at the Gabba that I was disappointed to be left out because the pitch had me licking my lips, but the shirt wasn't mine and I couldn't change it. Broad also put to bed any talk of imminent retirement, saying that he wants another crack at Australia in the series in England in 2023. Jimmy Anderson and I talk a lot, and he does inspire me in how focused he is on delivering, Broad, said. It's realistic. Yeah, Jimmy is 40 in the summer, and he's the most professional I've seen him in the last few years. I saw a stat somewhere that Jimmy is averaging 21 or something since he was 35. Why can't I replicate it? I'm not as skillful as Jimmy, but I feel like I've got the motivation and drive and feel like I can contribute as much as Jimmy has since that age. England have dropped to the bottom of the World Test Championship. Wins for Bangladesh and South Africa over New Zealand and India respectively, combined with England's 1 win in 7 tests in the 2021-23 competition and points deductions for poor over rates, have taken them to 9th out of 9.